going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. You know, peace and blessings and all of that. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, who has been, a part of the process, an integral part of this process, of this movement, of this trajectory. Definitely want to say shout out to everybody who has been part of the replay gang, watching on the replays. Special shout out to all of my Patreon members as well. And, everybody who has been in tune, everybody who has been supporting of the website, the initiatives, the growth, the creativity, etc. Definitely want to send a special, shout out to everybody who has been a part of everything that's moving right now. As you may or may not know, I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. A lot of big things in the works as of right now. A lot of different creative ventures and things like that. So definitely as you have been, just stay tuned, stay connected, and keep giving you everything I have to help you to manifest the lifestyle that you want, the goals that you desire, and the self-discovery that comes along with the process. I don't want that to be lost on anybody. This is a journey of growth, evolution, being able to, manage and decrease triggers in certain areas to balance one's thinking patterns and, get to a point where peace is your default setting. Harmony, positive expectation, self-care, these are your default settings, and they no longer require you to put forth extreme effort, but they become second nature. So for me, second nature has always been something very much sought after. Even as, a young kid, first getting my first jobs, I always loved the process of, let's say in retail, not knowing how to work the register, not knowing how to do a job, and then getting to that point where it becomes second nature. Especially on commission jobs. You don't want to spend too much time figuring nothing out because you want all the commissions and you want to be able to do things, in a second nature type of format. You want it to be automatic for you. And, so I always admired the process of something new and then mastery, and getting to that point in the shortest window possible. So that's my mentality behind this stuff. So, the repetition is important. The consistency is important for me to be able to help to break the patterns, break the toxic cycles, and introduce you to a new way of being, new self-awareness, new self-discovery, and new levels to reach, which brings me to my topic tonight: levels of communication. Before I do that, let me shout out everybody in the room. Trina, what's up? Jalicia, what's going on? Felicia, Rejuva Love, what's up? Blessing you, what's going on? Good to see you again. Latasia, what's up? So tonight I wanted to talk about levels of communication, right? And I had a Zoom presentation that I was invited to do for a very, very good group based out of Jersey. Very esteemed group. Shout out to them. I was asked to come. What's up, Tay? I was asked to come and do, and be the guest speaker there for their event, for their virtual event. And one of the young ladies in there asked about communication, and her situation was about someone that she's dating currently, and there's a issue with the text frequency and time frame. So she's running into she has a situation where this person that she's dating, and she enjoys morning texts, right? But this individual person is not a morning texter type of person, his words. So she started off the process, being the person who texted him, proactively, the first person to text him, Don, what's up? So, and then he would respond, but according to her, there was quite a few times where there wouldn't be a response until later, later in the day, right? So I think a lot of people run into this. And one of the questions that I was asking her is that, how does she interpret the lapse in time frame? Does she attribute it to him working? Does she attribute it to him losing interest? Does she attribute it to him having stern habits and not willing to make changes on those? And what is the trigger? Because again, and this can be very tricky sometimes. It's like when you get into a relationship and you expect a certain level of communication, a certain frequency of communication. Now, that may be, is that balance though? Because again, let's say you have an anxious personality, or you have maybe some, what's up, Crystal, insecure issue or insecurity, running, right, operating, dominant. That will make your preferences for frequency of contact higher than normal. Now, is it okay to ask a new partner that you're growing with to meet that level, even though that level is based on insecurity? We have to think about that, because a lot of times what I'll hear is like, this guy, he's not texting back, or it takes a long time and things like that. And we have to look at, okay, number one, we want to know how much in certain levels we all communicate in different ways, and in essence, Sana Fofana, what's up? Oh man, I think in a lot of ways, some of us go into relationships expecting that person to fall into our complete picture of preferences. And when it comes to frequency of contact and things like that, that can be a slippery slope, because, if the basis for your request of that frequency of communication is based in insecurity, then it's not balanced. So to expect somebody new to join in that level of imbalance, and then the second that they don't respond in enough time, that a pre-projected time frame or pre-prescribed time frame that you have, they're somehow violating or somehow uninterested, or the assumption becomes that they are somehow distancing themselves from you, or they don't know how to communicate. They have communication issues. It's not always the case. And, we really have to examine how we can be as balanced as possible internally, so that we can be balanced in our expectations. We are not on a mission to acquire partners to fix our insecurities, or to fall in line and carry the momentum of our insecurities either. Because if you expect that, that means that you are recruiting somebody else to justify your imbalances. That's not the game here. And again, that gets back to the choosing part. Where are you when you're choosing? I always go back to this. Because if you're choosing based on voids, you are recruiting someone to justify those voids staying in place. Because to expect them to fill, that is a high expectation. And it is as imbalanced as you may be in mentally or in your connection with fear at that time. Tony, what's up? So we really have to be cognizant of that. Now, you take two people who are balanced, they can come to a balanced decision. If you have, again, I'm going to go back to my non-negotiables, right? The things that I look for, the things that I must have. Latasha, what's up? So, one of them is a inherent desire to evolve, self-awareness, and accountability, right? So, if you are in a situation where you are healed, whole, ready to connect with somebody, you connect with somebody, right? So now you are two balanced people who have prioritized evolution, growth, awareness, etc. If awareness is a priority anyway, accountability is a priority anyway, growth and a desire to evolve is a priority anyway when you meet the person, and in you as well, then if there's anything that's off when you're in the exploration phase, first few months or whatever, you get to know each other, your habits are this, you both were single probably for a while. So you're not gonna just jump in and just find a seamless connection. You will on the major elements, but who calls who does what? Sometimes it falls into place, and if it doesn't, because maybe y'all, the single habits, you know, are still prevalent or whatever, you are able to have the discussions as far as the preferences, and both of you can start to work towards creating a new normal in connection with each other, based on each other's preferences, so that both preferences are satisfied. And because of the fact that you both prioritize evolving and growing and awareness, you're aware of the fact that maybe you don't text enough or you don't communicate enough verbally. You're aware of it, and then the accountability comes into play where you can honestly say, okay, I did lapse a little bit. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm back on it or whatever, And then the desire to evolve makes you want to grow together and grow in unison in a way that will put you in a space so that you can know that you are pleasing the partner and they are doing the same thing when it comes to you. So that's the co-creation of the process. Appreciate you, Dawn, definitely. This is the co-creation of the process, right? But again, it takes certain ingredients in the two individuals, because if you're coming in not having dealt with the insecurity element, then that's going to dictate the frequency, and then you're holding somebody to impossible standards. And a lot of times we get into situations where we expect something, but we don't allow room for it. Perfect example. Somebody may be like, maybe some of you or somebody yeah, I like morning text. I like morning text. I like somebody to text me in the morning, but you're the first one to text me in the morning. And you do it daily to the point where you condition me to expect you to text first. So there's no room for me. What am I gonna get up 4 or 5 in the morning? I can't beat you. If you're the first one to text and you text super early, I can't beat you to the punch. I ain't waking up that damn. So you also have to allow room for your preferences as well. And here's the other thing. Here's why this is a formula I want y'all to look at, because my non-negotiables are airtight. I'm gonna show you real quick. What did I say, right? Self-awareness, accountability, and an inherent desire to evolve. Always remember those, right? So this is my three. This is my three. Now, you might be asking, well, even if I'm whole and etc., I still may have some insecurity and triggers and things like that happen when I get with, you know, the person I'm supposed to be with or whatever. Great. Are we perfect? No. There's no perfection area. But if you do feel that lapse, or you do feel yourself going back into other habits, and you find yourself in an insecure space or a jealous space or something like that, which is natural, it's a natural part of it. The awareness of it will make you cognizant that you're doing it, especially if it's brought to your attention or you catch it on your own, right? That's the awareness part. The accountability part will be able to allow you to communicate to your partner to say, hey, look, you know, I know, you know, I've been a little insecure lately, I've been, you know, press buttons, or I haven't been this, that, and the third. And to acknowledge falling short in that area. And number three, the desire to evolve that's already inherently based will cause you to want to do better next time. Self-motivated, as well as relationship and partner motivated. That's the lock. That's the triangle. It fixes everything. Erica, what's up? It fixes everything. If you stand on those principles and you carry those principles moving forward into your relationships, you're gonna have moments, you're gonna have time frames, but you're not gonna have patterns. I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna have moments where you lapse, you're gonna make mistakes, but those aren't gonna be patterns. Those are gonna be isolated incidents that you can auto-correct, even without having to sit down with your partner and try to come up with the resolutions, or have it reach the argument stage, or any of that kind of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So these are the things to focus on, and these are the things to require of that other person, because we all come from different communication backgrounds. We have grown up seeing different types of communication happen. We have witnessed a lot, we have gone through a lot, we have been subjected to a lot. And when you first meet somebody, you don't know all of that. You don't know all of that stuff. You don't know what they've gone through, what still rotates, you know, in their mindset, what their expectations are, what they're still working on. All of that stuff. All of that stuff is, you know, it's compiled. It makes you, you know, unique. It makes you who you are. It creates your specialized, you know, story, and the certain themes that you know resonate with you and make you, you know, a unique type of person. So, of course, you know, everything isn't created equal. All of your different histories will be different. But it will put you in a space to carry all of that and have been doing the work up until the point of conjunction, where you are, you know, connecting with a new person, and you're now your arsenal. You're armed with these major three categories, and so if you've worked and busted your ass to work on the accountability, the awareness, and continuously, you know, evolving and things like that, you know, that creates an airtight standard to where you're not gonna allow for somebody to make it far enough to be a communication problem. Honestly, they wouldn't be able to get far enough to even be like, okay, I'm dating this person this long, and I got this. Those type of issues should not come into play, because if those principles are in place, that's the tie-in. That's the complete tie-in. And a lot of those morning, this person who should do what first, a lot of that works itself out. If you once you get to know each other and things like that, love languages, etc., you start to, you build on each other's preferences. As long as you're open enough, again, back to communication, as long as you're open enough to communicate the stuff you like. And that's an important part of communication too. Because the mind reading thing, we got to get that out of the game. To just expect somebody to know things, especially a new partner and things like that. Expect somebody to know things, what's up, that they don't know. And just like you want somebody to respect your specific history, you have to respect their history. Maybe they never met anybody who's like you before. Or they never dated anybody like you before with your preferences or your goals or your communication style. They don't, you know what I'm saying? It's a contradiction. You want them to value you being unique, but then you don't want to teach them about yourself. If you're unique, that means they don't have experience with you. So why should they know about you enough to predict certain things, right? So now, if you go through the trouble of communicating your desires and they either minimize it, don't care, don't do those things, forget it, not listen, then Nikki, what's up? Then those are clear indications that this person isn't for you, because there's lack of interest. People don't forget the details of things they're interested in. You ever met somebody who's big into cars? They can tell you about cars that's you might not be even around no cars, and they just pop up in the conversation. Yeah, I was just on the highway. I saw this, in the car club. Got, wheels and alloys, and you're like, damn, man, you notice it all? Like, why is that all over the place inside of your head? This person is drawn to it because there's a passion behind it, there's an interest behind it, there's a personal connection to it that is long-standing. And you know what I'm saying, a lot of times you'll notice people too, they'll bring everything back to their interest. You might be talking about damn Super Bowl. They get you see that car commercial, you like, damn, you see the game, like what, so especially especially when it comes to one's passion, right? The details will not be lost on an individual with that. So if that person claims they're interested in you, interest permeates everything, so relationships and goals and study and pursuit of certifications and degrees, it permeates everything. So one cannot claim to be interested in cars or whatever their passion work is, and then meet you and claim verbally to be interested in you, but yet you have to keep telling them your preferences or your goals, your visions, and multiple times. Those two don't go together, and you don't have to wait. Again, like I said before, you don't have to wait for the confession to know that you're not being valued and understood and listened to. You don't have to wait for somebody to say, yeah, or make an excuse or be like, nah. You don't have to wait for them to admit anything, because again, you're looking for self-awareness, you're looking for the accountability, and you're looking for the desire to evolve, right? So even early on in the process, you'll be able to see by small, even during a date, you'll see somebody, you'll be able to slash those off of the list early in the process. Does somebody carry the introspection to know that they disrespected you or came off disrespectful? Especially after they know your preferences, they know you to a degree, right? They've maybe seen this incite a reaction before, so now it happens again, and it's not caught personally. There's no internal editor to let them know, like, oh, okay, I'm doing it again. I'm coming out with it again. We have to really look at that symbolically, right? Where's the internal view? If somebody's completely external, that means they'll be maybe persistent, try to connect with you, and everything will be externally based, but you'll not be able to have any indication that this person is aware of how they are in the space, in the coupleship, right? In connection. They don't even know how they're showing up. Tony says, I just hate when I gotta keep telling a guy something. yeah. So that's what I mean. And just on both sides. If there's genuine interest, then that will be shown. That will show up in other ways, right? There was a point, and I'll quote a movie section, right? So you guys seen Stomp the Yard or whatever. There was a point where Megan Good's character, was dating some clown dude, and he had been dating her for a long time. Was about to get engaged to her, but then forgot the dude's name. The main character in Stomp the Yard, I forgot his real name, but. So he was just kind of, hanging out, but he was interested, right? He wasn't with her technically, obviously, because she had a boyfriend, but he was interested to the point where, he had complimented her earrings and knew that was her favorite color, even without her saying it, because he noticed that based on the car, there was a certain pattern that showed up because he was observant and interested enough, even beyond her current fiance at the time, who had known her way longer than him, right? I always enjoyed that part because it was like it shows, what I'm saying, when we are, as men, when we are interested, it's Columbus Short, there you go. It's captivating, and it resonates. It should stay in your awareness. Dolores, what's up? Because again, we're focusing creatures. As far as us being men, we focus on a goal, the details, the steps, the black, the white, the gray areas. We have to notice and be, have that type of awareness. If you think about this, you think about the word court vision, right? You think about people. You think about NBA, you think about, people who, like LeBron, just has court vision, right? You have to, it's not only about, a linear point of view, I'm shooting, I see nothing else. You have to be able to see a lot of things at once that are of interest. These things only resonate when they are of interest, and they build on these different details and things like that, build on one another. So you got to look at things like that. You got to also look at, levels of discipline and things, when it comes to that. How disciplined are you before me? Because again, you don't want to be the driving force behind something. You want to be an added support to certain things, because we're all going to have weak areas in a partnership. But you don't want to be the sole driver of certain things, to where you meet somebody and you have to be the complete motivator of them to be disciplined in all areas of life, and then they're only being disciplined because of you, either whether you're nagging them, whether you're bringing it up a lot of times, whether you are giving ultimatums, whether they are connected to you and share love with you so much that it motivates them. But you cannot be and this goes back to some points I've made previously just about dating for potential, right? Why are we so afraid to ask for the whole thing up front? I'm gonna ask y'all this question for real. Why are we I'm putting myself in just for just the human collective, right? When it comes to dating, why are we afraid to ask for the whole thing? It ain't even like, you know, you go somewhere, you haggle for a price, or you haggle for extra features on a car or something like that, and it's a back and forth. A lot of times this ain't even a back and forth. Some of you, no judgment, go in discount, like just chopping features off left and right. And you know, it's almost like that flipping houses mentality, where you know you see a project, you're gonna go in like, damn, this look like a whole bando, but I see it thriving, I see it working. Now, that's part of the beauty of women, right? Being able to nourish, being able to go into an environment, decorated, you know, flowers, incense, switching things up, furniture needs to be over here, cleaning this whole thing up, right? And that's an asset. On a dude, that ain't no asset. It's not gonna come out right. It's not gonna come out right, because again, I'm here to help you create the prism, so that you know your light can go in the directions that it needs to, and not a shade to block the light, right? So I'm never gonna say that mentality, Ty, what's up? That mentality should be abandoned altogether. No. Because that's part of your power as women, right? That's part of your essence as women, right? Just think about it, going to some dude's house sometimes versus a woman's house and everything like that. Color me crimson, what's up? You know, it's a difference. Not all, but there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference in a woman's touch in an environment means something, right? If we talk about our teachers, we got some of y'all in here. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our children and being that nurturing force, that guidance, that support, that you know, empathic response, right? So never gonna say like, get that off the table. No. But sometimes your superpowers can cause you to self-destruct. Your powers can implode on you. As powerful as you are, just thinking like X-Men or something, as powerful as you are, that same power can harm you if it's misdirected. So those elements, yes. In the dating process, hell no. Now, there may be times where you need to employ this to certain levels and certain degrees. Of course, you're going to be nurturing, supportive of his goals and things like that. Bessie, what's up? Of course, there's going to be certain instances where this person may be injured, this person may have a tragedy, this person may lose a parent. They go down, then you're able to come and help them out of that, help motivate them out of that, help get them connected to services. That's supposed to happen, right? But this is after they've proven that they are your equal, after they have proven that they can be consecutive and consistent with their approach, their connection to you, their energy, their reciprocation, them pouring into you. That's after they've proven themselves, years down the line or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When they've proven that it's not just about the feelings, it's about the effort as well, and they put that on top of it, and they're able to continue that long term. That's when you know, when that person goes down, you have no problem motivating them and helping them out of that space the same way they would do for you. But in the beginning, you know somebody 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you talking about, well, I'm gonna fix it up, I'm gonna make it, okay. You go ahead and fix that up. And once you do, they're gonna be out of there. Why? Because you didn't require anything. Before your fixer-upper approach, before that, you know what I'm saying? there was no reciprocation. You didn't require anything for that service. So you got me good. I'm out. Thank you. Thank you for the tuna, the extra bread, the conversation, you know, the sexuals. Thank you for, you know, the finances, and you got me a new car. You know, I got a new job. Shit. I appreciate you, and I'll hit you up when I need something else. Now, why is it that, you know, we feel bad when they come back? We feel mad, like, look at them coming back, expecting something. What have you conditioned them to expect? Reciprocationless gifts. That's what you've created. We gotta get to the awareness, but we gotta get to the accountability part. What are you conditioning people to expect from you? The respect don't come from that. Why? Where would the respect come from? If you're just willing to freely give of yourself and of your essence and over-sacrifice for me, and I've been treating you foul. I don't know your favorite color or your last name. Why am I worthy of that? Why should I respect you? And also, too, why should I stay with you? I'm on my feet. I'm on my feet now. I'm good. And then you wonder how they can ride off into the sunset. You check their Instagram, they break up with you at 5:42. They post something 6 p.m. same day. Somehow they made it to like Maui or some shit. They made it to damn Maui with the new girl already. It's lit with money that you probably, right? Money that you're the catalyst for. Out there spending your bread, laid up with somebody on the sand. They broke up with you like 15, 20 minutes ago. You're like, damn, what kind of flight? Hold on. Y'all flying private? And that hurts. But the awareness of this will cause you not to act in that way ever again. And a lot of you, you know, just from reading the comments and stuff like that, you've been there, done that. And I hear that. And I hear that. So leave it there. Y'all be ready to send a hit on the Joker. Just let me call my, be ready to call people from your old hood that you know on a third strike. Talking about, look, how soon can you get to Maui? They might not even know what Maui is. They like, you talking about off of Moana? Nah, it's a real place. Katrina, what's up? So we need to be in a space where we can have the discipline and the knowledge of self-worth to expect everything. I'm here for everything up front. This ain't no negotiation. And you can't negotiate with yourself. Right? You can't be on your way to the car dealership like, you know what, I don't need no tires. I'm good. I don't really need no radio, I don't need no Bluetooth. I'm cool. I could put my Bluetooth speaker in. I'm good. I don't need no windshield wipers all like that. Really, I could DIY it. I could DIY. I know YouTube got a way to make your own windshields and stuff, or windshield wipers and stuff like that. So I could DIY. I could do it myself. I don't need that. And you ain't even got to the salesman yet. So once you get up to the salesman, that's what we call in the sales world. That's what we call a lay down. When I was selling memberships, gym memberships, you know what I'm saying, some years ago, that's called a lay down. That's somebody where you ain't got to haggle or nothing. They just come in like, I want membership. And you like, bet, sign right here. You get that together, get their credit card, boom, give them their key card, they out of there. That's called, and Tony know, I used to work with Tony. What's up? You already know. That's called a lay down. You feel me? So you don't want to be a lay down. You don't want to be somebody who doesn't demand the reciprocation or demand their standards be met as a whole. Not chopping percentages off on the way. You can't value and prioritize the companionship over the standards. You're shortchanging yourself. You're telling God and the universe, it's okay to just give me half the shit. Half what I want. I deserve half. Huh? How are you whole and only requiring half? I'm gonna let y'all sit with that, man. How are you a whole person only requiring half? You're corrupting the percentages. And when you talk about unequally yoked, don't be the creator of it. Do not be the creator of the inequities and bad chemistry and percentages and proportion. You're throwing the whole thing off. And you know, every time you put yourself in that space to turn somebody into somebody else, you can't do it. And when you do it, they disappear. So the results explain themselves. I ain't talking to bio. It's a monologue, right? I ain't talking to bio. But I need y'all to hear this, and I need it to sting. I need it to flashback. I need it to cause your chest to jump a little bit. This is what needs to occur, because these are the deterrents. I talk strategies, but I also talk deterrents. You want to sting when you're approaching something hot. You want to feel something uncomfortable. Say, all right, yeah, okay. I'm gonna back up from this one. So, again, blessings to all of you guys in your journey. Keep up the great work. You know, again, I much appreciate it for you guys always tuning in, showing up. You know, this is what I love to do. Again, if you are looking for one-on-one coaching, if you're looking to work through some of these things, if you need the added strategies, the added support, along with the virtual education platform as well, definitely click the link in my bio and, you know, be able to get your Evolve membership or whatever membership works for you. You know, there's a lot of membership options on my Patreon site. So shout out to my members. You already know. The website is www.patreon.com/happinessdecoded101 for my replay gang who can't see the posted links or anything like that. And always look at the captions. I always post it there as well. So see you guys tomorrow. Let it resonate. Hopefully you dream about all the standards, because you come for 100%. And don't make me pull up on y'all. If y'all, you know, you got dates coming up and stuff like that, I will intervene. I will cut you off in traffic if I even sense that y'all out here going for less than your full package, going for less than the standards that you set out for yourself. It's not gonna happen. And some of y'all know. Yeah, Tony knows. Some of y'all know me for a while. I will jump in your life. Be like, you need to get out of there now. Let's set it up. You got 24 hours to cut this off. You know what I mean? So y'all know it. Y'all know what it is. But much appreciated to you guys again. What's up, Kareem? What's going on, y'all? Where the deacons at? I got some people coming in. After the sermon's up. What's up, y'all? But yeah, definitely tune in tomorrow night. And I will see you guys later.